Good morning, Hoosiers, and welcome to the Bloomington Breakfast Club. I'm Michael Skiles, and I'm here with Jack Bassett. You may recognize him from previous episodes of the Breakfast Club, where he has a segment called Jack on the Street. So, welcome,
well,
Jack.
thanks, Michael. It's an honor to be here. We're at Ivy Tech currently today for the Cocoa Couture Fashion Show, and they raise money for children with Down syndrome. It's a great honor to be here.
And it's a really good cause, so we're going to go around and ask some people some questions about the event. Grab your cup of coffee, Hoosiers. It's going to be a great morning.
Today we're here with Cindy Johnson, who is the event coordinator of the Cocoa Couture Fashion Show. Cindy, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And can you tell us, for the students back home who are watching this, a little bit about the fashion show and why you guys put this event on?
Sure. So the fashion show came to me several years ago in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. When the month of chocolate was at that time the week of chocolate, and its event series in February, all with a chocolate theme, but all benefiting in some way people with disabilities. And I'd been thinking for a long time that our Down syndrome group needed to come up with a signature event and participate somehow in that event series. And literally 3 in the morning, it was like eureka. I've got it. The Cocoa Couture Fashion Show with hot gourmet cocoa and celebrities, local celebrities and heroes escorting our models with Down syndrome.
That's so adorable. Oh.
And Cindy, how do you feel seeing everybody come out and supporting this event?
I really can't even put that into words. The relationships that start at this event go well beyond it. One of our models has actually several years in a row now been escorted by the same celebrities, and they've started showing up to her birthday party, and they do texting and selfies, and so those relationships are so meaningful, and the things that are happening beyond what we would have even imagined when we envisioned what this event would be.
And will this event continue again next year and years to come?
If I'm still standing, I guess so.
Great answer. Can't argue with that.
Well, thanks for joining us, Cindy. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So we're here with Trevin Wolford, the winner of the Kids Baking Show on Food Network. Trevin, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So first, we'd like to ask, what do you think about an event like this?
I think it's so awesome. I think that these kids kind of get put in a separate group sometimes and kind of excluded from some activities. So it's really cool to see that they're being included and they're the stars of the show.
And you're used to being a star from winning, but I want to know, how did you get involved in this?
Yeah, so my mom's actually friends with one of the moms of the kids that's in this show. They've done it all 3 years now, and so she asked me, she was like, so they have celebrity escorts, could you do it? And I said yes, and she was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So yeah, it's so cool to be able to be a part of something like this.
Oh, I know, and they're very appreciative to have you here. Thank you so much.
So we're here with Madeline. Madeline, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I truly appreciate that.
And what do you think about this event?
Wow, this event is incredible, and I love fashion so much, so it's kind of cool.
Can you tell us a little bit about your fashion today? What are you wearing exactly?
Actually, I am wearing a Macy's dress.
That's Macy's?
Yeah, it is. I love the amazing outfits and makeup. I love the clinique. So fashion is about my attitude, about my sass and my her, and that's who I am. That's why I love fashion.
Yeah, I love that.
And how do you feel seeing all these people come out and, all of your fans?
I love my people. They're incredible. I'm so happy they're here, and I got friends, I got a boyfriend, and I'm really happy they're here with me, so I love those people a lot.
And one last thing, can you tell us about the feeling you have when you're up on stage and all these people are watching you take the runway and really strut your stuff?
My feeling is being confident. I walk my confidence on the stage. That's what I like the most. It's kind of cool.
We're so glad you're here with us today.
You look really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Hey guys, we are with the one and only Brianna here today.
Tell us a little bit about your outfit tonight. What
This
you're wearing.
is a dark green outfit. I got this from the club from Night to Sign, from the people. And I got this for Player at the Mall. And this.
Hey, you told us earlier, what do you call that stuff around your neck?
Bling bling.
Bling bling. And to look that good today, how long did it take you to get ready?
4 or 5 minutes.
Wow, that's quicker than me. Easily.
And we're boys here.
We're
It doesn't
guys.
take us. We take way longer than that. But,
Wow.
but thank you so much for being here. And,
It's time for this week's unnecessary updates. Jack, what do you have for us?
well, to begin, we gotta mention that Bob Chapek, an IU alum, is taking over the Disney Corporation. That's huge for us at IU, right?
Huge. That's going to be a big sort of bargaining token when getting new students for sure. I mean, CEO of Disney, who owns the world?
Yeah, honestly, you better donate to the media school for us, you know,
Oh my
make
gosh, I
IU
hope so.
even greater that way.
You know, I would really appreciate it if he would kind of fix the situation at the theme parks because everything is so expensive.
You're telling me, yeah.
I mean, drinks and food and toys. I mean, Disney's already making enough money. And now, you know, I hope he fixes that.
And
Because
the thing that people were saying is Disney Plus accounts coming our way maybe as IU students. We can only dream, right? But that's just what we wish, right?
I would agree with that. I think that'd be a good idea. So, other than that, we also have Harry Styles is going to be hosting a Harry Ween concert on Halloween.
Okay, I'm about it.
Yeah,
I
that's interesting.
don't really know what Harry Ween consists of, but I think like what I would say is Harry Styles is like a god. You know, he's like a perfect dude. And I have tickets to see him in Chicago, so I would go see him then, and I will see him on Halloween. Will you go with me, Michael?
You know what? I would consider it, but I think a Harry Styles concert for me would actually be pretty terrifying, which is why I think it fits Halloween. You know,
Okay,
it's
yeah,
really.
yeah.
I mean, Harry Styles, he's cool and stuff, and he's alright and everything, but I mean, goodness gracious, imagine all the fans that are going to be there,
Yeah.
that are going to want a
Mobbing
piece
you,
of Harry.
going after you.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, it's going to be
I
like
totally understand.
But, you know, his music's cool.
Yeah.
He's got some pretty good music, and he seems like a pretty good guy, and I'd be interested to see, what if he brought up a member of One Direction or something?
I mean, the girls would go crazy, right?
You bring
My
the house
sister
down.
would be insane, yeah.
Bring the house down. But other than that, I was scrolling TikTok today.
Naturally,
and
as you would.
Everyone does it.
100%.
And in my feed, I saw a kid singing in front of his lecture hall. And I looked closely and I noticed that the lecture hall, the lecturer, the professor, was a professor that I know, Professor McCrory in business law. I had him
Okay,
like
I've
last
heard of that
year.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, I had him last year. And the kid was singing Mr. Brightside.
Of
by the
course he
Killers.
would, yeah.
Would you do that in front of the class?
I would not, but I would enjoy it if someone did, you know? It would really just make, you know, business class a lot much easier and a lot more enjoyable.
Right,
Would
right.
you do that, Michael? You seem like the charismatic guy that would just go up in front of the whole class and belt the song out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I would probably do it specifically because since I was in his class, I know that he offers kids $20 as a representation of contract law and how it
What?
binds you to something. Offers you $20.
How do I not have this professor? Okay.
I'm telling you, he made me enjoy law. That's for sure.
Well, I know we did karaoke together in Europe at one point, so I know you could sing in front of a class. I believe in you, Michael.
You know, I'd give it a shot. You know, maybe we could film it for the Bloomington Breakfast Club or something.
Let's not do that, but
Yeah,
well,
that'd
thanks,
be a little crazy.
thanks for having me for unnecessary updates.
Of course.
It's my
yeah,
first
that was
time,
good.
and I'm glad to be here. Yeah.
For sure.
Welcome back to Bloomington Breakfast Club. We're going to be going around to all the different culture centers on campus, and today we're here at the Black Culture Center with Gloria. Hi, Gloria. So what do you do here?
We are here to support Black students and to make sure that they feel like they have a space that they can call their own. So many times students may come to campus, especially if they're coming from a city that's not like Bloomington. Like a lot of students come here and they came from a more diverse high school, or maybe a place that's the complete opposite. Maybe they saw other Black students all the time or something like that. So we like to say that this is a home away from home. and try to invite students to come. And that doesn't mean that the center is only open to Black students. We invite any and all students, faculty, staff, community members to come to our events and to acknowledge what we have going on in this space. It's a very historical space. So we love for everybody to be able to experience it, but primarily we are very much a support network for Black students.
So you're talking about the history a little bit. How long has this Culture Center been on campus, and how did it get started?
Yeah, so the Black Culture Center was actually a house. It started out as the Black House, is what it's called, back in 1969, just as a gathering space for Black students and faculty and staff. Herman Hudson, who I would call the father of Black IU, if I had to give him like a little tag name. But he helped to establish the Black entities that we know on this campus, the Neil Marshall, the Department of African American and African Diaspora Studies, and the African American Arts Institute, who we call like I guess you could say they're like our sisters on the campus. And the Arts Institute is actually our building partner, as they're on the 3rd floor. So Herman Hudson saw a need, and he responded. He helped to recruit, Black students, Black faculty and staff. He was very intentional about that. And in 1969, when there was the Black House for students to gather, but then this beautiful building that we see, this didn't exist until the early 2000s. So some folks came together and really advocated for this space. It's a very nice space, and we're very fortunate, because you go to a lot of campuses, they don't have the luxury of their own space. They may have a floor. I visited an institution that had a room. All in all, the Black Culture Center, just like on other campuses, was birthed out of student protests. So without students, none of this would have ever taken place. Students had their demands. They were frustrated. They let their needs be known, and there were fortunately faculty and staff like Herman Hudson who listened to those needs and responded.
So you're talking a little bit about the different kinds of events you have. What are some of your biggest upcoming events?
Something that we look forward to is the Black Congratulatory Ceremony, which happens in May. And of course, that's centered around graduation. So Black graduates get to come, their families. It's a beautiful time of year. They come on Friday. This year's Friday, May 8th. They will come to campus, and we have this really nice program, ceremony. It's very cultural. It's in the IU auditorium at noon. It's open to anybody. But we get to honor those students, and they get their stoles, their kente cloth stoles, and they get to celebrate that moment with the Culture Center and with their family. So it's beautiful. That's something that we always look forward to. Dinner and Dialogue, in which we have a partnership with the Department of African American and African Diaspora Studies. This is a very cool time of year because we're celebrating 50 years, as well as AAADS is celebrating 50 years, the African American Arts Institute is celebrating 45. So there's just a lot of milestone celebrations happening. So in honor of all of our anniversaries, we're hosting the 4th event of what we have called the Black Table Talk series. And the 4th event is the Dinner and Dialogue, where we're actually gonna celebrate and honor the evolution of the Neil Marshall, the AAADS department, and the African American Arts Institute. So we have the founding directors of the Arts Institute ensembles coming. We have former Black Culture Center director coming, and people who were former faculty members in AAADS. So we're really excited about that event. It's gonna be really, really fun, and it's gonna be, I think, a good learning experience for students. So that's April 2nd in the Black Culture Center at 7 o'clock.
That sounds so nice. Well, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Bloomington Breakfast Club. If you're interested in donating or volunteering to your cause, please contact the Down Syndrome Family Connection. And if you're interested in joining our TVBC crew, contact Ellie at ekvanbus@iu.edu.
And be sure to follow us on social media at Btown League Fast Club for a behind-the-scenes look of our season. I'm Jack Bassett.
And I'm Michael Skiles. See you next time, Hoosiers.